Okay, so let's go through this one. So in this situation, so kita tengok dulu the tutorial number 9. So dekat sini, boleh nampak so yang all boleh refer lah, you all punya workbook so you all refer workbook you all, so saya refer kat sini lah, so make sure you all ada workbook on your side, because sometime nanti saya akan tutup benda ni saya akan buka saya punya working area. Alright, so this let's see the first question in tutorial 9 here. So it says here Wahida wishes to buy a water treatment system that costs 9,500 on an installment scheme. She had to settle the 10% down payment and the balance has to be paid monthly for 2 years. Okay, if the interest charge is 7% on the reducing balance, calculate the amount of interest charge and the monthly payment, the installment price and so on. Okay, so let's see how we can solve this problem. So first of all, kita tengok dulu maklumat apa yang diberi. So kita tengok maklumat yang diberi. So dia kata kat sini, first dia bagi dia punya cost. Okay, dia bagi dia punya cost 9,500. Okay, and then she has to settle and then dia buat down payment sebanyak 10%. So 10% daripada 9,500. So 10% daripada 9,500 for down payment, dan balance dia akan bayar dalam tempoh masa selama 2 tahun dalam bentuk monthly basis. And the interest charge is 7% on reducing balance. Okay. So remember, untuk tajuk ni kita ada hanya 2 saja method. So we only have 2 methods to calculate the interest. So in general, the installment purchase topic basically dealing with the calculation of interest, whether the calculation of interest is based on installment, based on original balance or based on reducing balance, or sometimes we, we also call this as the constant ratio formula methods. Okay, and then this kita carilah dia punya nilai amount of interest charge. Of course, this one you want to find the value of I, and then you want to find the monthly payment R, and finally you want to find the installment price IP. Okay, so these are the 3 things that you want to find. Okay, let's see how we can solve this problem one by one. Okay, so let me get my okay. Okay, so kita tengok macam mana kita nak selesaikan this one. Okay, so we have the given information for the first part. Kita ada the new cash price. So we have the cash price is given to us as for 9,500. Oh, siapa ni? Okay, design pun dah macam apa dah. Sorry nah. Okay, so the new cash price 9,500, and then dia bayar down payment. So dia bayar down payment is given by 10%. So 10% from 9,500, so you get 950. Siapa keluar garis ni? Okay, so in this case you have the balance. So this is the balance. So you minus this one. So maknanya you akan tinggal 8,550. Okay, am I right? Okay, betul so you have 9,500, and then you get the values for the balance is 8,550. Okay, and then you are also given that the information that this balance will be paid on monthly basis for 2 years. So that means your T is equal to 2 years and your N is equal to 24. Okay, your N is equal to 24. And then you are also given the interest rate to be R equal to 7%. Or this is equivalent to 0.07. Okay, so these are all the information that you are given. And this R is based on reducing balance. So the first question asks you to find. So the first one asks you to find the amount of interest charged. So you are given the formula for I. Siapa tulisan saya teruk sangat hari ni? So you have the I. So kalau dibagi kat sini, formula anda yang diberi adalah R equal to 2MI divided by P times N plus 1, right? Okay. So kita boleh tulis mulalah this formula. So kalau tengok kat formula you all, kan formula kan. So kalau tengok balik formula. Jadi kau balik formula yang ada Okay, you have the formula to be BR, right? Ataupun RB lah. So B times R N plus 1 divided by 2M, right? So, and the M here is referring to 12. So, in this case, this is monthly basis. So, your M is equal to 12. Siapalah garis ni? Okay, right? So, basically, based on this information, so you just substitute the value. So, you have the value to be 8,550. And then you multiply with your R value is 0.07. And then your N is 24. That is 24 months plus 1. And then you divide everything with 2M. So this is 2 times 12. Okay, so calculate this one. You should get the answer. So let's calculate this together. So you have 8550 multiply with 0.07 multiply with 25. Okay, and then divide by 24. So you get this to be 623.44. Okay, so you get this information. Betul So boleh check lah jawapan you all tu kat belakang tu So kalau salah bagi tahu saya Okay, this is for the first one. So they want the amount of interest charge. And then the second part asks you to find the monthly installment plan. Sorry, the monthly plan payment. So monthly payment. So you have B. So here you have R is equal to B plus I divided by N. And in this situation, you have the value of B to be equal to 8,550 plus the I we just calculated just now 623.44 and then divided by so in this case 24. So calculate this one. So you get plus 8550 divided by 24. So you get 382.23. Okay, 382.23. Okay, and then finally you want to find the value of IP, the installment price. So IP here is equal to, okay, you can use any methods or any formula that is available and you have the information. So one of it, you can just use CP plus I, the cash price plus the interest. So the cash price here is 9,500 plus the interest is 623.44. you get 10123 10123.44. Okay, so that is for the first questions. All right. So any questions so far? Boleh lah. Okay. Okay, next dia tengok untuk the second question. So the second question ya. So the second question kata apa? Okay, same thing. Right, so the same situation. So ada ke situasi yang lain? Tak ada. Non-interest charge. Skip lah. Kita tengok soalan-soalan yang berbeza sikit. Hmm. Okay, kita tengok yang nombor 4. So kita tengok yang nombor 4. Okay, we look into number 4. Okay, just now untuk yang first example, first tutorial question number 1 untuk tutorial 9 tu, dia bagi dalam bentuk dia punya down payment tu is in the form of percentage. Okay, the down payment can also be in the form of amount. Contoh dalam soalan nombor 4 ni lah. So dia kata kat sini, a machine bought for 50,000 cash. Okay, they bought for 50,000 cash. And then buy a 2-year installment scheme with down payment of 2,000. So dia dah bagi sini down payment dia 2,000. Okay. And then it says here the interest charge was 15% based on reducing balance. So this is the interest charge. Okay. And then dia katakan guna using constant ratio formula. So of course kalau kita gunakan reducing balance, kita gunakan constant ratio formula lah. Okay. Tak ada formula lain lah yang kita gunakan. So this is the thing. So kalau ikutkan inilah yang kalau you all ingat dalam perbahasan parlimen di mana dibahaskan pengiraan interest kan. So inilah yang dikatakan yang akan berubah pada 1 Haibulan 1 nanti. So berubah pada 1 Haibulan 1 2026 di mana dalam kita punya pengiraan interest dalam topik yang kita belajar ini berkait rapat dengan apa yang dibahaskan di parlimen. Okey, di mana dalam parlimen dibahaskan menyatakan penggunaan fixed rate dan juga reducing balance. So kalau sebelum ni interest dikira berdasarkan installment purchase dikira berdasarkan fixed rate ataupun nilai interest yang fix. Contohnya kita ada dalam bentuk kalau kan 5%, 5% dia straight line. Okay, this is similar to the one dalam topik ni yang berkenaan dengan penggunaan original balance. And then the second part is reducing balance. So inilah yang akan dikuatkuasakan bermula pada 1 Haibulan 1 2026. Okay. Sebab tu kalau diperhatikan sekarang ni kiat lah. Sebelum habis tahun ni dia buat promosi untuk clearkan all the stocks. Sebab dia orang nak dapatkan yang still nak gunakan yang interest calculation based on the fixed rate. Sebab bila fixed rate ni dia lebih menguntungkan kepada bank rather than the consumer. Okay. Tapi kalau reducing balance ni dia lebih menguntungkan pada consumer actually. Okay. Sebab dia punya pengiraan interest tu semakin lama semakin kurang sebab dia based on baki yang berkurangan. Okay, sebab tu dia kata kat sini reducing balance. So perkataan reducing itu maksudnya berkurangan. So inilah yang akan diguna pakai bermula dari 1 Haibulan 1 2026. So tak ada lagi fixed rate. Okay. Right, so this one, okay, kat sini dia tak bagi tahu pun dia buat kata kat sini 2-year installment saja kan, tapi dia tak bagi tahu dalam bentuk monthly ke weekly. Okay. But if you look into the question, it says here the second part dia minta dalam bentuk monthly payment. So you tahulah yang ni adalah monthly payment di mana bila monthly payment nilai M bersamaan juga dengan 12. Okay. So let's see how we can solve this problem. So again, get my working. Ini untuk soalan nombor 4 soalan nombor 4 Ya Allah, pasal apa tulisan saya ini? Allah, apa dah jadi? Ini stylus kot problem stylus tadi jatuh. Okay, so kita tengok balik kita punya soalan nombor 4. So it says here, a machine can be bought for 50,000 cash. So that means the cash price here given the cash price is equal to 50,000. And then can be paid by installment, 2-year installment plan with a down payment of 2,000. So dia bagi kat sini down payment dia adalah bersama juga dengan 2,000. So that means in this case you have the balance to be 48,000 and this balance will be financed to a financial institution with a rate of 15%. So you have the R to be 15% or equivalently 0.15, and then your 10 years, T is equal to 2 years with M is equal to 12 and N is equal to 2 times 12, we get 20. Okay, so this is the situation. So again, they want you to find the amount of interest charge using reducing balance or constant ratio formula. So again, you have the constant ratio formula to be given as I for the interest equal to B times R n plus 1 divided by 2M. Okay. Okay, always remember to write your formula first. So kat sini boleh kita substitute. So you have 48,000 and then multiply with your R is 0.15 multiply with 24 plus 1 and then divide by, so in this case divide by 2M, 2 times 12. Okay, calculate this one again, the same thing you buat macam tadi. So 48,000 multiply with 0.15 multiply with 25 divide by 24. You get 7,500. So you have RM 7,500. Betul ke aku kira ni? Set. Betul lah kan? 15% campur 25. Betul lah. Okay. %, kali dengan 25. Macam tak betul je. Saya salah kira. Sekejap. Salah tekan kalkulator dah ni. 48,000 kali 0.15 kali 25 bagi dengan betul lah 7,500. Betul kan jawapan? Tak logik pula. Betul ke jawapan? Betul. Mahalnya. Sampai 180,000 bayar balik. Okay, alright. Okay, so that is for the interest. Okay, so the interest bukan 28,000 ni baru dia punya interest. Sorry. Saya pun dah pening apa dia buat ni. Alright. Sorry dah. So B dia nakkan the monthly payment. So again the monthly payment R is equal to B plus I divided by N. Okay. Ya Allah, pasal apa tulisan aku itu ni. So today for this one, so you have B is 48,000 plus the I will be 7,500. So that means divided by 24. So this give you 2,312.50. So your monthly payment will be 2,312.50. Okay. And finally, you want to find the installment price. So your C installment price. So IP is simply equal to CP plus I. So your CP is for 50,000 plus 7,500. So this gives you an M 57,500. Okay. So that is for the solution. Okay. Okay, saya rasa yang lain-lain tu semua lebih kurang sama je kan. So konsep yang sama sebab saya perhatikan soalan-soalan yang lain-lain ni semua adalah konsep yang sama So tak ada beza pun cuma kena hati-hati kalau dia combine pula soalan-soalan yang untuk installment purchase ni, dia combine dengan tajuk trade and cash discount. So there is a possibility dia akan combine dengan tajuk trade and cash discount. So yang ni adalah lebih kepada bagaimana anda menentukan nilai cash price tu Sebab you have to remember the cash price in installment purchase is the amount paid for that particular product. So in trade and cash discount, so this is equivalent to the total amount of payment. Okay, so that will be the cash price. So sama macam kita beli kereta lah. So kita beli kereta, dia ada the body price and so on, right? Tapi at the end of the day, you have to pay certain amount, including the road tax, including the insurance. So that is the cash price. Okay, alright. So alright, so kalau kita tengok dekat situ, so lebih kurang sama sajalah dia punya soalan-soalan tu lebih kurang sama So kalau tengok soalan-soalan ni lebih kurang sama sahaja. So yang ni dia minta juga total interest. So dia bagi dia punya dia pinjam berapa and then berapa kali dia kena bayar and so on. Alright. Okay, so yang lain tu saya rasa boleh buat Kita cuba buat dulu Ada yang berbeza tak? Saat saya tengok go through, tengok ada tak yang berbeza daripada yang lazim Okay, tak ada. Sama dia. Alright. So next, go to the next part, 9.4, the miscellaneous situation. This is something that you might see in the final exam, where you are given an option. Okay. Okay, anda diberi option daripada dua option tu, yang mana satu yang you all nak pilih. So dalam exam mungkin akan ditanya soalan-soalan seperti ini. So for example, in this case, it says here, example 11, Abu wishes to purchase a set of furniture that costs 6,000 and he has two options to consider. So one is option R and the second one is option S, such that option R give the down payment 500. You have to put a down payment of 500. Meanwhile, for the option S, you have to put the down payment of 200. And then for the interest rate, so for the option R, this is 15% on flat rate. So that means option R is using original balance. Sebab dia gunakan flat rate kat situ So flat rate maksudnya menggunakan original balance. Okay. And then for option S is using reducing balance, even though it is higher. Okay, higher by 1% on the flat rate, but sometimes the higher percentage, even though it is higher, but when you are using reducing balance, it is actually lower than the flat rate. Okay, sebagai contoh, katakan you beli kereta menggunakan bank loan. Okay, you gunakan bank loan, katakan you gunakan bank loan offer 2.8%. Okay, bank loan offer 2.8%. But the bank loan offers is in the form of flat rate, 2.8% flat rate. Compared to if you are using your government loan, if you are working with the government and you are given a government loan at 4%. Okay. So nampak macam tinggi kan, 4% dengan 2.8%. Of course 2.8% adalah lebih rendah kan. But for government loan, it is based on the reducing balance. Okay, it is based on reducing balance. And if you convert the reducing balance percentage into a fixed rate, it is equivalent to approximately 2.2% sahaja. So that means even though the government loan 4% looks like higher than 2.8% from the bank loan, but actually if we equate it in the form of the same calculation, it will give you that the government loan is much lower. It's only about 2.2% flat rate. Okay. Sebab tu kadang-kadang ramai yang tak faham benda ni. So bila nak pergi beli kereta, kadang-kadang dia katakan dia nak gunakan government loan. And then bila salesman pun kata, okay, kenapa nak guna government loan? Kita punya loan baru 2.8%, government loan 4%. So dia tak tahu benda ni, dia dah tertipu. Sedangkan nak beli kereta biasa je, so nak beli kereta biasa je yang katakan boleh cover dengan dia punya government loan. Tapi dia dah tertipu kat situ lah. So dia pun ambil bank loan. Sebab dia dah tertipu dengan salesperson. Salesperson kata 2.8%, government 4%. Dia pun nampak 4% tu lebih tinggi daripada 2.8%. Tapi dia tak tahu bahawa bank loan is using flat rate, government loan is using reducing balance. So bila kita equate ke dalam bentuk flat rate, the government loan is only about 2.2% sahaja flat rate. So which is much lower than the bank loan. Okay, so yang tu kena faham betul-betul lah. And then dan tu biasalah So biasanya kalau kita nak beli kereta, salesperson akan cakap macam tu lah. Sebab apa? Sebab dia nak kita beli menggunakan bank loan. Kalau nak proses dengan government loan, kadang-kadang dia orang tak nak layan sangat. Sebab apa? Sebab kalau kita beli dengan government loan, this salesperson tak dapat commission daripada bank. Sebab tu dia tak berapa nak layan. Kita kena faham betul tapi kita kena insist lah, saya nak beli juga dengan government loan. Okay. So this is the situation. Sebab basically the salesperson, dia punya basic is basic yang biasa je lah. So dia tak ada basic yang tinggi, tapi dia lebih kepada commissions. So berapa banyak kereta yang dia boleh dapat, okay, dia boleh beli dapat commission daripada penjualan kereta. And on top of that, they can also get commission from the bank if they use give business to that particular banks. Okay. So that's why kalau dalam salesperson ni, dia orang kaya based on the commissions, not based on dia orang punya gaji hakiki dia orang punya base rate tak. Dia lebih kepada commission. Alright. So let's see for this one. So the mode of payment monthly, dua adalah sama. Mode of payment adalah monthly. Okay. And then the period of payment also sama 2 tahun. So dia nak pilih yang mana satu. So for each of the calculate option, you calculate for option R and option A. So kat sini yang S1 ni just nak give you the information. So kat sini dia ada dia punya cost. So this one is the cash price. So you have the cash price is equal to 6,000. And then you have the down payment is equal to 500. So that means you have the balance to be equal to 5,500. Okay. And for option S, the basic one is the CP is equal to 6,000. And then your down payment is equal to 200. So that means your balance, dia makin tinggi sikit lah, equal to 5,800. Okay. And then for this one, the R is 0.15. And for option S, R is 0.16. This one is reducing balance. Dan satu lagi adalah flat rate original balance. Okay. And then you have the monthly basis. So M is equal to 12. The same thing for this one. M is also equal to 12. And then T here is equal to 2 years. Again, for this one also equal to 2 years. Okay. And from here, you can get the value of N is equal to 24. The same thing with this one. So N is equal to 24. Okay, so that are the basic information that you have from these two options. Okay, the first one asks you to find the interest charge. Okay, remember the first one is using the installment, using uh, original balance. So that means you have to use the formula for the simple interest. So here you have I is equal to BRT. So kat sini you akan dapat your B will be 5,500 and then multiply with R is 0.15 and then multiply with T. So T will be in years. This is 2. Okay. So you akan dapat 1650 lah. So 5500 kali dengan 0.15 kali dengan 2. So 1650 jawapan dah pergi kat situ kan. So RM 1650. Okay, meanwhile for the option S, so you are using the constant ratio formula. So this is given by I is equal to B times R n plus 1 divided by 2m. Okay, so this gives you your B will be 5,800 times your R is 0.16 and then 24 plus 1 divided by 2 times 12. Okay, so you kira yang ni. So kita kira lah untuk just verify the answer. So 5800 multiply with 0.16 multiply with 25 divided by 24. So 566.67. RM 966.67. Okay, so that is for the interest charge. And then you want to find the installment, the monthly payment. So monthly payment, the same thing, calculating the same formula will be used for both options. So you have R is equal to B plus I divided by N. So this gives you B is 5,500 plus I 1650 divided by N is 24. Okay. So 5500 plus 1650 divided by 24. 29792. Okay, you can dapat bentuk yang sama lah. So M 297.92. Same thing calculation with the option S. So you have R is equal to B plus I divided by N. So substitute the value. So you get 5,800 plus 966.67 divided by 24. So in this case, $281.94. Okay. So you dapat yang tu And then last kali dia nak cari dia punya installment price. So again, the installment price is given by IP equal to CP plus I. So this gives you 6,000 plus 1650. So this one is 7,650. Okay. And meanwhile, for the option S, so the IP is equal to CP plus I. So this gives you 6,000 plus 966.67. So this gives you the answer to be RM 6966.67. Okay, so that are all the three answers needed for the both option R and option S. And based on the installment price, which option should Abu select? Okay. Bila dia katakan based on the option installment price, so installment price, so kita tengok je lah installment price. option mana yang kita nak. So of course kita nakkan option yang memberikan installment price yang lebih rendah. Okay, so we want the lower installment price. So in this situation, you have the installment price for option S lower than the installment price for option R. So in this situation, jawapannya adalah option S. Kenapa? Sebab dia punya lower installment price. Okay. Okay, so kita ada S, okay, lower installment price. So that is the situation. Boleh tak? Okay, so basically you kena kira lah kedua-dua bahagian ni. So yang ni yang kadang-kadang tedious sikit lah. So dalam exam nanti kalau you all nak buat soalan ni, you just bagikan kertas jawapan anda tu pada dua bahagian lah. Satu untuk option R, satu untuk option S. Buat kiri dan kanan supaya mudah untuk buat perbandingan. Okay, alright. So buat macam ni lah. So macam dalam you all punya buku kerja ni. So buat option R sebelah kiri, option S sebelah kanan. So bagi dua je lah kertas jawapan tu. So buat selari lah. Okay. Sebelum ni ada juga yang pelajar yang dia buat. Okay, dia buat option R dulu, ABC, option B, ABC. So bila pemeriksa nak baca, dia suka sikit lah nak baca. Okay, so kita tengok soalan seterusnya. So example 12. So again the same situation. Okay, tapi sekarang ni dia bagi dalam bentuk weekly basis. So dia ada kat sini, Kamalia wishes to purchase a bedroom set that costs 5,600 and she has two options to consider. So the first option, option A and option B. So you have the down payment. So option A has down payment 250, but option B has no down payment. So zero down payment. And then the interest rate for option A is 10% on flat rate. Meanwhile, for option B is 11% on reducing balance. Both have the mode of payment to be weekly basis, and the tenure for both is 2 years. Okay, so that is the situation. So in this case, so the first one, option A, you ada the cash price. So the cash price is equal to 5,600, and then the down payment is equal to 250. So you have the balance to be 5,350. Okay. Meanwhile, for option B, you have cash price is equal to 5,600. Down payment is 0. So you have the balance to be the same as the cash price. Okay, 5,600. Okay, and then the interest rate for option A, R is equal to 10%. Equivalent to 0.01. Okay, yang ni flat. And then you have the mode of payment. So M is equal to 52 because weekly basis. And then your T here is equal to 2 years. So basically based on this one, 52 times 2, you get 104. So this is equivalent to N. So your N here is equal to 10. Okay. And then for option B, so your R here is equal to 11%, equivalent to 0.11. So this is reducing balance. And then you have the weekly basis, still the same, M equal to 52. T is equal to 2, so this gives you N equal to 104. Okay, so next kita calculate for each of this information. Okay, the first one you want to find the interest charge. So first kita gunakan the original balance. So I equal to BRT. So this gives you 5,350 and 50 multiply with your R will be 0. Ini bukan 0.01 0.1 sorry. Okay. This is 0.1. Okay, 0.1 and then multiply with T is 2 years. Okay. So 10 tahun So 535 kali dengan 2 you akan dapat 1070. So RM 1070. Okay. And for the second option, so you have this to be reducing balance. So I is given by BR n plus 1 divided by 2M. Okay. But in this case right now, the B will be 5,600 multiply with R. So your R is 0.11 and then multiply with n plus 1. So n here will be 52 plus 1 divided by 2 times 52. Okay. So kira yang ni 5600 kali dengan 0.11 kali dengan 53 bagi dengan 104. 313. Salah kira ke? Itulah 104. Sekejap 5600 kali 0.11 kali 53 bahagi 2 kali 52 104. 313. You all dapat apa Jawapan dalam tu 621.93. Saya dapat jawapan 313.92. You all dapat apa? Jawapan buku salah ke?
Answer 104 kan patutnya.
Bawah tu 104. Oh, N 104. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Patutlah tak dapat jawapan. Yang ni pula. 104. Betul. Sorry lah. Patutlah tak dapat jawapan. Ya Allah. Yang tu bukan M yang tu N. So, betul dah tu jawapan 5600 kali dengan 0.11 kali dengan 105 bagi 104. Allah Akbar. Betul. 621. Sorry lah. Itulah. Careless mistake. Careless mistake yang tak sepatutnya dilakukan. Kadang-kadang kita pun tak aware. Kita nak cepat sangat. Tulis tak perasan. Kita pun tak double check. Sorry lah. So that one is N bukannya M. Saya tak tadi M. 52 tu adalah M. Yang ni adalah N. Okay. Alright. So the predict payment. So kira macam biasa. Predict payment adalah maksudnya nak cari nilai R. So given the formula R equal to B plus I divided by N. So this give you 5350 plus dengan I kita 1070 bahagi dengan 104. Okay. So 5350 tambah dengan 1070 bagi 104. Betul tak? 6173. Okay, alright. So RM 61.73. Betul Okay, sorry. Baca ya. Alright. And then for the second part, so for B, option B, so this is B plus I divided by N. So this give you 5600 tambah dengan 621.93 bagi dengan 104. Okay. So 5600 tambah 621.93 bagi 104. Okey, akan dapat 59.83. Okay, and finally the installment price. So IP is equal to CP plus I. So CP dekat sini adalah tadi apa? 5,600 eh. So 5,600 tambah dengan 1,070 6,670. Okay. And again for option B, IP sama juga dengan CP plus I divided sama juga dengan 5,600 tambah dengan 621.93. Okay, so this one you akan dapat RM 6221.93. Okay, so based on installment price, yang mana kita nak pilih, kita akan pilih option B lah. Okay, sebab option B lower IP. Okay, installment price lebih rendah. So kita akan pilih option B. Okay, boleh? Alright. Okay, so kita tengok untuk tutorial 20. Okay, saya bagi masa dulu untuk you all go through tutorial 20. Bagi masa 5 minit. So you all tengok untuk tutorial 20, nanti kita akan buat. Okay, so go through dulu, cuba buat dulu. Dapat ketak eh. Okay, cuba buat untuk 2020 soalan nombor 1. Okay, boleh nak? Okay, saya tengok ini. Let's see tutorial. Okay. Okay, tutorial 20 ya. So you all refer dekat you all punya workbook. Saya akan buat kat sini lah. Okay, so kita ada untuk tutorial 20. So Wawa wanted to purchase a printer and she had 2 brands to consider. So dia ada brand GGG and then you ada brand Ish. Okay. So tengok maklumat apa yang diberi dekat sini. So untuk brand GGG, untuk brand GGG, okay, dia bagi dekat sini the cash price. So cash price is equal to 1,500 eh. Okay, and then the down payment is 0. So that means in this case, your balance is just simply equal to the cash price. So 1,500. Okay. And then the interest rate is 6% on original balance. So R is 0.06. This one is original balance. And then you have installment payment monthly. So M is equal to 12. And then the duration T is equal to 1 year. So this gives you N equal to 12. Okay. So ni untuk GGG. And then untuk HHH, so you have again the CP, the cash price is 1,500 sama. But you have a down payment of 100. So down payment 100. So this gives you the balance to be equal to 1,400. Okay. And your interest rate is 6% also, but right now reducing balance. So R is 0.06. Yang ni adalah reducing balance. Yang lain semua sama ya. So M is equal to 12, T is equal to 1, and then this one will be equal to N is equal to 12. Okay. So the first part asks you to find the interest charge. So A dia nakkan interest charge. So I equal to BRT. So this give you B equal to 1,500 and then multiply with R 0.06. Multiply with T equal to 1. So this give you 90 ringgit. Okay. And meanwhile, for the second part, for HHH, using reducing balance. Mana pergi kau? Okay, this one is reducing balance. So you have I equal to BR N plus 1 divided by 2M. And this give you B equal to 1,400 multiply with 0.06 multiply with N is 12, right? So 12 plus 1 divided by 2 times 12. Betul lah. So 1400 kali dengan 0.06 kali dengan 12, 13 bahagi dengan 24. 45.5. Betul eh? Betul ke? 45.5. Cuba cek jawapan. Betul. Alright. Okay, terima kasih. Okay, the second part dia nak kita cari dia punya monthly installment. So, kita nak cari dia punya monthly installment pula. So, B monthly installment, so nak cari nilai R. So, R is given by B plus I divided by N. So, this give you B will be 1,500 plus I is equal to 90 ringgit. And then divided by M will be 12. So this give you 1,500 plus 90 divided by 12. 132.5. Okay. Dapat M 132.50. And meanwhile for HHH, again the same thing. R equal to B plus I divided by N equal to 1,400 plus 45.50 divided by 12. Same thing eh. So 1400 tambah 45.5 bahagi dengan 12. 12046. Okay. And then the installment price. So you have IP. So IP is equal to CP plus I. So in this case, the CP is 1,500 plus I is 90 ringgit. So this give you 2,400. 2,400 pula dah. Ya Allah, kira macam mana ni. RM 1,590. Dah tulis macam mana ni. 1,590. Okay. And then untuk yang H, IP equal to CP plus I. So this again 1,500 plus dengan dia punya I will be 45.50. So you get this to be 1,545.50. Okay. And then the next one, they ask you the difference in installment price between the two shops. So the difference will be of IP. So just take 1,590 minus 1,545.50. 1,590 minus 1,545.5. Kita dapat RM 45, RM44.50. Okay, and finally, based on the installment price, which brand is better? So dekat sini dia akan kata untuk yang F ni, so brand H is better since it has a lower installment price. Okay, boleh dah? Okay, boleh? Alright. Boleh lah. Okay, kita go for the last part and then kita boleh stop lah. So the last part on this topic will be what we call as the rule of 78. Okay, ini adalah rule of 78. Inilah juga satu kaedah yang akan dimansuhkan dalam kita punya perbankan, dalam perbankan negara kita. So di mana kaedah ni sebelum ni digunakan oleh bank-bank untuk mengira baki. Okey, mengira baki sekiranya kita nak langsaikan hutang kita lebih awal. Okey. So ini adalah yang sebelum ni kita nak gunakan reducing balance, yang tu akan berkuat kuasa 1/1/2026. Yang ni pun akan berkuat kuasa 1/1/2026, di mana kita tidak lagi menggunakan rule of 78. So biasanya rule of 78 ni digunakan di US. Tapi Malaysia guna juga rule of 78, tapi with a modified version of rule of 78. Okay, tapi yang ni kita tengok ya, kita pengiraan dia. So Act 1967, it controls the hire purchase agreement. So this is rule of 78. Rule of 78, it used to calculate the outstanding balance. Okay, rule of 78 ini digunakan untuk kita kira outstanding balance sekiranya kita nak buat penyelesaian penuh. Okey, dia akan gunakanlah kaedah rule of 78 ni nak tengok berapa lagi balance yang kita akan kena bayar. Okey. So if the customer decide to settle the balance of a debt early, then the lender is not entitled to all finance charge. In the hire purchase agreement, the buyer is entitled to a rebate. So ini yang dimaksudkan dengan rule of 78, di mana normally when we want to pay or we want to settle our loan earlier than the stipulated date, then we are not entitled to be charged the finance charges for whatever that we haven't paid yet. Okay, maksudnya finance charge yang belum diambil oleh pihak bank akan dipulangkan semula kepada customer. So pulangan interest yang belum diambil oleh pihak bank itu dipanggil sebagai interest rebate. Okay, itu yang maksudkan dengan interest rebate ataupun rebate sahaja. And for this situation, the outstanding payment balance can be calculated by using this formula whereby is given that OPB, the outstanding payment balance, is equal to the unpaid payment. So unpaid payment ni maksudnya jumlah bayaran yang belum dijelaskan. Makna kata kalau kita dah buat bayar, katakan kita buat pinjaman selama 5 tahun, 60 bulan. Kita dah bayar selama 3 tahun, 36 bulan. So maksudnya ada lagi 24 bulan yang belum dibayar. So the unpaid payment will be the number of payment that is not yet paid multiply with the number of payment. Okay. So kat sini dia akan jadi K times dengan R lah. So K ni refer kepada number of payment yet to be settled. Contoh tadi kalau katakan kita ada 5 tahun ya. So 160 payment. Kita dah bayar 36 payment. So yang balance kita dapat adalah 24. So 24 ni adalah nilai K. Okay. So yang ni total. Yang ni paid. So total minus paid, we get the balance. Okay, so this is the balance number of payment yang belum kita jelaskan. Okay, and then the R here will be the monthly or weekly payments yang kita bayar. So jumlah yang kita bayar tiap-tiap bulan ataupun tiap-tiap minggu. Manakala I dekat sini adalah total interest. Okay, jumlah interest ini. So yang ni, okay, ramai pelajar buat kesilapan. So bila dia tuliskan unpaid payment equal to IK. So yang ni kadang-kadang dia buat macam mana tau. Yang I ni, kadang-kadang dalam exam dia tertulis I ni, dia tulis jadi macam 1. So bila dikira masukkan kita salah lah sebab dia letak 1 kat situ. So kena faham ya. So tak ada guna kita letak 1 depan kurungan ni sebab 1 kali dengan apa saja pun sama juga dengan nilai tersebut kan. So no point kita letak 1. So kita dah tahulah sepatutnya benda tu salah. Okay. So this is actually I. I tu interest, bukannya 1. So ramai pelajar-pelajar full time, budak diploma, kebanyakan buat kesilapan yang sama macam ni lah. So dia bila tulis, dia tuliskan I tu tak apa jelas, dia jadi nombor 1. So bila masuk dalam kereta, dia masukkan 1, bukan maksudnya interest ni amount. Okay. So this is what you have to be very, very careful. Okay, jangan buat kesilapan ya. And then N will be the number of installments. So kalau kat sini, so N ni yang 60 ni lah. Okay. Alright, so this is what. So bahagian belakang ni, so this, okay, this is the part where you have the rebate. Okay, bahagian belakang ni adalah yang bahagian rebate. So kita tolak dengan rebate. So yang akan dipulangkan. So kalau katakan soalan tanya, how much is the rebate? So just need to calculate the back area. Okay, of the formula. The last part of the formula. Right? So let's say example 13 here. So it says here, a newly married couple bought a stove by paying 30 monthly installment of 60 ringgit. The cash price of the stove is 1,230. However, the couple decide to settle the balance immediately after paying for 2 years. Okay, immediately after paying for 2 years. So how much should the couple pay using rule of 78 and how much rebate earned by the couple after decide to settle the balance immediately after paying for 2 years. So kat sini you perhatikan So dia suruh gunakan rule of 78. Of course bila kita nak cari outstanding payment balance, kita ingat sebelum ni kita ada juga pengiraan mencari settlement kan, early settlement menggunakan kaedah annuity. Tapi dengan jelas yang ni kita tak boleh gunakan kaedah annuity lah sebab dia dah bagi tahu gunakan kaedah rule of 78. Jangan pula pergi gatal-gatal pergi gunakan formula annuity walaupun boleh dapat jawapan. Tapi jawapan dia akan lari lah. Okay. So gunakan kaedah yang diminta. Alright. Okay, so in this situation, so kalau perhatikan kat sini, kita punya payment adalah 30 monthly payment and then the information given, R is 60, M is 12 because monthly payment, T will be 30 divided by 12, that is 2.5 years and N is equal to 30. So N equal to T. So maknanya kat sini, dia dah bayar selama 2 tahun. Okay, so 2 tahun maksudnya, kita buat payment sebanyak 24 bulan kan. So in this case, your K will be 30 minus 24. So you get this to be equal to 6. Okay. So sebab tu kat sini you akan dapat 12, K sama dengan 12.5. So tak perlu dapat macam ni. So you gunakan yang ni pun boleh. Okay, after 2 years, the settle of the loan. So you nak cari dia punya outstanding payment balance. Kita cari ni. Okay. So in order to find the outstanding payment balance, kalau you perhatikan dekat sini, the formula given is this one, right? So yang sebelah kanan ni, so OPB, outstanding payment balance. You have the value of K, you have the value of R. Sebab this is given, right? K dengan R kita dah kira tadi. And then K. But we don't know the value of I. Okay. So of course in this situation, dalam soalan ni nilai I tak diberi. So that means you kena cari dulu nilai I. You kena manipulate the information. So using the formula R equal to B plus I divided by N. So you can find the value of I. So in this case, dia dah bagi dia punya cash price. So of course dekat sini, you have the value of B ni balance kan. Sekejap Memang siapa ni. Orang angkat tak mau jawab. Macam-macam sekarang ni. Call banyak kali tapi saya tak angkat. Ni saya angkat tak jawab pula. Okay, tak apa So you have kat sini dia nak gunakan huruf B. Dia nak cari nilai B balance tapi kat sini ya Allah dia call lagi. Kejap Okay. Tak jawab So that is next time kena hati-hati. Kan sekarang ni banyak kaedah scam so kita pun tak tahu. So normally this is the new tricks This is the new tricks yang digunakan oleh scammer So dia call, bila kita angkat dia senyap dia senyap tapi dia minta kita cakap. So yang lain tu hati-hatilah. So bila biasanya kalau katakan orang tu memang nak cakap dengan kita, bila dia call tu dia akan cakap lah kan, hello ke apa kan, tapi ni tak, dia akan senyap. So dia minta kita cakap dulu, and then bila kita cakap dia akan record kita punya suara tu, dan dia akan gunakan suara kita untuk scam orang lain yang kenal dengan kita. So that is the modus operandi sekarang. So yang lain tu kena hati-hati lah dia recorded pula kan. Dan kita ni recorded saya pula cakap benda ni. Allahuakbar. Okay, so kita sambung lah So kat sini you don't have the value of B. So the value of B is not available, but you know that you have the cash price and there is no down payment. So bila no down payment, that means the cash price and the balance will be the same amount. So kat sini kita boleh gantikan B ni dengan cash price. So sebab tu kita ada ni 1230. And based on the information, you have all the other information. Yang tak ada hanyalah nilai I saja. So you can find the value of I here. So in this situation where I is not available, if you want to find the outstanding payment balance, you have to make sure that you have the value for the total interest first. Otherwise, you tak akan dapat jawapan lah. Okay. So now you already have the value of I equal to 570. So substitute saja dalam kita punya formula. Okay. So gantikan dalam ni. So K is equal to 6. R is equal to 60. and then you have K plus 1 divided by N plus 1. Okay, yang ni pun jangan tersilap. So yang atas tu yang balance, yang bawah tu yang total. So 6 times 7, 30 times 31. Alright. So you get the outstanding payment balance to be 334.24. So bila dia nakkan rebate, so one thing yang you all boleh dapatkan rebate, so one way is by calculating the end part yang ni, bahagian ni. Ataupun kalau you dah ada nilai yang ni, so boleh juga you kira dia punya rebate menggunakan formula. So rebate is simply equal to, boleh juga guna RK minus outstanding payment balance. So dekat sini you akan dapat lah. Kalau RK kita tadi 6 kali dengan 60 kan. KR So KR, RK pula. KR. Okay. Tolak dengan outstanding payment balance kita 334.26. So kalau you kira yang ni, you akan dapat juga jawapan yang sama. So 6 kali dengan 60. Dapat 360 tolak dengan 334.26. So dapat 25.74. Sama saja. Okay. So either you use the rebate punya portion ataupun you boleh kira rebate menggunakan the total number of payment yet to be paid minus the outstanding payment balance. So you akan dapatlah 334 tu untuk outstanding payment balance, and then the rebate is 25.74. Dengan kata lain, so apa maksud 25.74 ni? 25.74 ni adalah interest yang belum dikenakan ke atas customer. Okay, sebab customer tak buat bayaran lagi, so interest tu tak ada lagi. Okay, so dia dah kira siap-siap, cuma dia tak ambil lagi. So maknanya yang dia tak ambil tu, dia kena pulangkan semula kepada customer. So this is what it means by interest rebate. Okay, boleh faham ya? Okay, boleh? Ada soalan? So yang ni boleh cuba sendiri tak?
Boleh.
Boleh lah. Okay, cuba sendiri lah. So kalau ada masalah untuk dapatkan jawapan, nanti tanya saya semula. Alright. So ada soalan?